Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and uh, good morning. Salam Adil Fitri, Mahasiswa Batin. Okay, welcome back to our lecture. So, kita terlewat sebenarnya pada hari Isnin hari tu kita dah cuti ya. Jadi, diharapkan semua dapat uh, apa join lah. Okay, kita punya discussion kedua. So, in this topic, kita akan bincang beberapa perkara which is related to our subject. So we will cover the file system, hard disk related concept, hard disk partitioning, and local storage management. Okay, so this is our agenda. Okay, let's go for the first subtopic. So what is file system? So file system is a method that used by the OS to store, to organize, to manage files storage such as using the hard disk, SSD, or USB drive. In Linux, file system responsible for structuring data, manage space, and provide access control. So this is type of Linux, which is we have ESD, we have SFS, BRT, RFS, okay, and so on. So what is the function of the file system? First, to organize the file. So the organized file is like we organize the file into the folders, okay, to keep the structure. So example Linux, you can create and organize the directories using the Mac directories. Okay. Second, we have the file storage management. So the file storage management, it will manage the where and how the file is stored in the disk and allocate the blocks and the index node, which is in the nodes have their own data or information for the file for the efficient storage. Next, we have the file access permissions, which is the control who can read, who can write, and who can manage the file and execute the file. For example, we have chmod, chown, chgroup, command to manage the access. And next, we have the file system maintenance, which is we can check the error, corruptions, and optimize the file. Next, also we have the storage efficiency, which is we have the journaling, compression, and duplicate to save the disk space. So what is this journaling? Journaling, when we are talking about journaling is methods that we can recover the file if there are any error happen. Okay, so the keywords here is to cover or recover the file. Hierarchy of the file system. So in Linux, follow the file system starting with the root. Okay, we have the slash root directory, and then to check the disk space by using the directory. For example, new minus sh space and slash home. So we can use the this command to show the storage of the home. Okay. There are three different type of the file system in Linux, which is have their own advantage. For example, we have the ESD4, which is the force standard file system, and this is used for default, and most Linux distributions support large file generally and good performance. We also have the SFS, high performance file system, which is a great skill and storage for the large scale storage solution. We have the BTRF B3FS, which is a support snapshots rate and self-healing features. And you also, at last, we have the advantage of the Linux, better for the snapshot, self-healing, and data protection. Advantage of the file system in Linux, which is uh, first, it is an efficient storage where we use the extend to inodes, okay, index nodes to manage a better space than the FAT or LTFS. Second, generally support, which is prevent the data loss while crashing by tracking the changes. Security can use a permissions encryption, and flexible and scalable to support the large file and partition, support the multiple user, and also the better performance. That's let's go and discuss regarding to the hard disk concept. So what is the hard disk? Hard disk is the a non-volatile storage which is store the digital data using the magnetic storage. And it is the primary storage in the computers and servers used to store the OS or software and the personal files. So what is the component of the hard disk? In the hard disk, we have the platter, which is a circular glass made coating by the magnetic material, which is the data store. Second, we have the spindles, which is a hole that spin the platters at the highest speed. Next, we have the read write heat, which is the read and write the data on the platter. Actuated arms, which is moved to read data, read the heat across the disk. We have the heat motor, control board, and also the interface of the SATA, SAS, SASI, or NVB, which is connected to the hard disk and motherboard. For example, SSD in the most of the laptop have 5400 RPM power efficiency, while the gaming have 7200 RPM faster speed. There are different side of the hard disk in the modern server, which have the hard disk HDD, have solid state drive, NVMe, SSD, and also external. So, example laptop, usually we have come with the 2.5 inch of HDD or 2 of SSD, which is more fastest lah. Okay, and the gaming PC often use the 1 TB or 2 TB NVMe SSD, which have the high performance, and server have their own different high speed, which is the enterprise SSD or SSD is for the reliability, and the storage management capacity to measured by the gigabytes or the terabytes. A high capacity allow more storage but will be more expensive. For example, kalau kita beli hard disk yang 1 tera dengan 500 gig kan, so for sure kita akan tengok perbezaan harga kan, betul tak? So memang itu adalah very basic tips item that we must to know. A larger a larger storage that we can use, so more pricey or more expensive. Okay, so for the RPM, which is have their own speed, uh, 5400 for the standard, which is slow but energy efficient, 7200 RPM, which is the fastest, and 10,000 until 15,000 RPM for enterprise servers. And the higher RPM, which is the faster data transfer, is more power uses. So that's why if we are talking about the server, server is must have the fastest data transfer because we want to save data and etc. But at the same time, we have to know that when the fastest using of the RPM, we use the more energy, and also we will use the extra uh, apa flow of uh, flow of heat, okay, udara dalam bilik persekitaran kena sejuk. That's why in the server room we have air conditioner. Sebab we must to understand that RPM akan menghasilkan haba, okay, heat. So dia akan panas. So bila panas kena ada pengudaraan yang baik. And then just sharing, sometimes I just read one of the information from the Japan, which is their plan to uh, put their own server dalam laut tau. Okay, sebab dalam laut ni sejuk. So dia plan to put the server, tapi dia akan makan maintenance lah kalau berlaku kerosakan, siapa nak menyelam kan. So this is the idea of the RPM lah. So laptop biasa kita akan ada 5400 RPM, gaming lagi tinggi, and for sure the enterprise lagi tinggi lah. Okay, so data transfer is HDD speed measured that in the megabytes of per second. Okay, but SSD speed, okay, is up to 7,000 okay, megabyte per second. Example, traditional HDD take 30 to 40 seconds to boot the OS, while the SSD only 5 to 10 seconds. So difference kat situ, which is we solid state drive lagi laju lah pada HDD. Okay. A hard disk interface technology connect the drive to the computer. So interface type for the hard disk, we have the SATA, which is the common customer PC and laptop up to 6,600 megabits per second. Okay, untuk connect kita punya hard disk kepada OS ataupun kita punya laptop ataupun PC. And then we have NVMe, non-volatile memory express. Uh, and then we have SAS serial attached, SATA serial ATA, and small computer system interface, and also the IDE PATA. So all this is the older interface longer than SATA lah. So example, if we need the high speed storage for the gaming, we use the NVMe SSD. If we need a cheap storage for media file, we can go for the SATA HDD, and enterprise we can use the SAS drive for reliability and performance. Disadvantage of the HDD. So HDD have the slow speed, prone to physical damage, higher power consumption, noise and heat, and fragmentation issue. Okay, we discuss. Now we are discussing the hard disk positioning, and static positioning. Okay, agenda number 3. Hard disk partitioning is referred to the creating of multiple section, which is a partition on the physical hard disk or the single physical hard drive. Each of the partition act as an independent storage unit, which is have their own file system and usage purpose. For example, a 1 tera hard drive can be partitioning into several partitioning, which have C, D, and E. And in the C drive, we can save the Windows OS. D, we can save the games or software, and also drive, we can backup the file. And each of the partition is treated by the separated drive in the system. Purpose of partitioning. So it is very useful to organize the data efficiently and running a multiple OS. Also to improve the performance and simplify the backup and recovery, security, access control. For example, 1 tera hard drive can be partitioned by the several types that we have discussed before. So this is the purpose why we need the partitioning. So advantage of the partitioning is better file organization, increase the data security, easier OS management, support multi-file system, and also optimize performance. For example, a company may have the separated partition for the root, home, and the var partition, which is log and temporary file. And also, disadvantage of the partitioning, we will waste the space. How it can waste the space by unused space in the one partition is cannot use by another, because when once we have already partitioned for a specific purpose, we can use the memory that we allocate to the first partitioning. So that's why we put as a disadvantage, which is the waste of the space. Second, we have the complex management, because we require the knowledge the partitioning tools. Next, we have performance issue, wrong partitioning setup can slow down the system. OS compatibility issue, some OS cannot recognize the certain file and also data loss risk, which is incorrect resizing or deleting the important data. For example, small drive we have the 50 gigabytes may fill up quickly because the performance issue, and incorrect partition format, which is the using of NTFS for the Linux may cause the incompatibility. Type of hard disk, we have the primary partition, extended, logical, and GPT partition, which is the GUID partition type. The partition can be static, okay, and dynamic, which is the static can fix size, and dynamic we have to adjust the size depend on the system need. Static partitioning definitions is pre-relocate fixed amount of space in the during the setup, partition size cannot be changed later and format of the order OS using the Linux distribution for the advantage of the static partitioning. We can have the simple to manage, less risk of the fragmentation, reliability, and predictable performance. But disadvantage, waste the space if the partition is not used and cannot expand the storage dynamically. For example, 5000 gigabit, okay, dah ada 500 gigabit, and then we partition to the 100 for the C, 200 for the D, and 200 for the E. So if we want to use the 200 from the E into the D, so benda tu tak boleh buat sebab dia bukan dynamic, dia static. Dynamic partitioning pula, dia adalah satu kaedah untuk kita resize dynamically without the pre-format. So, tak payah reformat, kita boleh resize balik dia punya memory allocation. So, it is more flexible lah, dia punya advantage. Reduce the waste space and can merge the multiple is into the volume. But disadvantage for this dynamic, we have more complex setup and slightly lower the performance due to the metadata tracking. For example, Linux server SVM can dynamically expand the storage when needed. Okay, Linux partitioning dalam penggunaan dalam Linux, we have to type lah command line dengan GUI. So command line, kita tengok Linux provide multiple tools to create, manage and modify the partitioning efficiently. For example, tools that you can use master, boot record, GPT, GUID partition table, and two types of tools is command line and also the GUI base. So first we can let's go to the FDs, which is the MBRDs. Description of for FDs is the command line utility used to create, delete, list, modify, partition MBR based disk, and is commonly used for the smaller drive, which is below 2 tera. And the key features is create, delete, partition, and change partition types, and also the list existing. Okay, let's go to the GDs, which is GPTDs. It's similar to the FDs, but designed for the GPT partition disk and useful for the support large disk above 2 tera. The key features is support GPT-Ds, handle up to 1 to 8 partition and convert MBR to GPT. And next we have a Parted, which is a both MBR and GPT-Ds. Parted is more flexible, command line, support the both GPT and MBR. It's useful for resize partition without the data loss, and also in the key features is works as a MBR GPT, can resize and support the large volume. Next, we have the LVM, which is a logical volume manager. So it's flexible partitioning that allow the dynamic resizing, merging, and also the manage the disk across the multiple drive. The key features is dynamic, of course, dynamic and resize partition without reboot, and also recombine multiple disks into the one particular disk. Okay, let's go to the GUI base. So dalam Linux, we still have the GUI base. So gparted is genome partition editor, where gparted is a graphical partition manager that used for resizing, deleting, and available for the most of Linux distribution. So key features, we can support the MBR GPT version, can resize, and also easy to use using the graphical base. KDE Partition Manager is used to manage the KDE environment similar to gparted, but it's similar to the gparted and also work well in the KDE based distros. And genome disk is a genome base of the Linux, which is the easy format, resize, mount, and also support the disk benchmarking and also the performance monitoring. So this is comparison table. So maybe you can easy to understand. So at the conclusion, CLI tools are powerful for scripting advantage user. GUI is user friendly for the beginner, and LDAP is the best choice where we can manage a dynamic partition in enterprise environment. So in the Fedora installation, so I believe that semua orang dah buat installation by last week lagi kan. So let's go for the partition in the Fedora. When install the Fedora, in the partition is one of the most important in the installation, where it will determine how the system will manage in this space. So you can add it to automatically partition. So ada dalam step saya ada boleh automatic partition, and also we can manually assign the partition, the memory allocate for your Fedora. So types of partition Fedora, there are two main partition schemes, which is the master boot record and also the so where to configure. So in the Fedora, we can installation destination and we can use this custom, which is the advanced lah. Kita boleh that allow to manually it can create the partition. Essential partition for their function. So first we can set Fedora manually and we need to reboot. Boot is required, root and also the home. Next we have swap and we have ESP. So example student paper for this is just a guide lah. It's not the compulsory but it's guide how to set up the partition space in the Fedora. Okay, what is MBI LGBT? When you install the Fedora, you have already set up into two ways of layer lah, and master boot record is used to all the computer BIOS based system, and GPT is a modern. So and then what is the ES5? ES5 is the extensible firmware as interface, which is the partition need for the GPT and UEFI system. So how to know if you need EFI partition? If your computer use EFI, you must to create the EFI partition. And if your computer using BIOS, you do not need EFI partition. So uh, let's look at the node, okay, to check the if you are you need the EFI or not. Next, we have static versus the LVM partition. So Fedora support two types of partition, which is the standard and also the uh, logical volume manager, which is very recommended lah for the partition in the Fedora. So how to select the LVM in the installer? So how to select the static or LVM in Fedora installer during installation? Go to installation destination and then choose the this or uh, custom advanced partition and use the static positioning and use the LVM partitioning use the LVM partitioning, click the LVM and create logical volume inside the volume group. Okay, last for our topic, local storage management. So on the Fedora server, local storage management is primarily done using the LVM logical volume management. So this is allow the flexible partitioning resizing volume within the volume group. So offering the high level of the control. In the for the administrator has control over the storage infrastructure when using the local storage. And for the business, the application that demand extremely high storage performance to strict security, regulatory, access control requirement, local storage is most beneficial. And also sometimes we use the SD card, hard drive, flash drive, and also network attached storage drive. While the standalone device like a flash drive is really popular among the individuals and organization. So local storage limitation. So what is the limitation? So first, limited scalability where we cannot dynamically increase the capacity. Data redundancy, okay, does not inherit for the offer the data redundancy, which is if the data is corrupt, so tak boleh nak cover balik sebab tak ada redundancy. Lack of the data, lack of the central access, local storage cannot share among the multiple server. Manage the complexity, so local storage introduce the manage complexity, which is the uh, individual compared to the central managed sign and trust appliance. Local versus cloud storage. So the last factor that consider when you compare the local storage or cloud storage are technical support and location of the data storage. Okay, so the main things that how to plan the manage the access to the data lah. Okay, because local storage dengan cloud ni different dia ialah the main difference ialah how to who will support your data when something happen. Okay, because the local storage dalam server yang local yang physical yang kita nampak must have a very technical person that we can manage the data inside there. Because in the cloud, we already have the support. So the data that's saved in the cloud already they have all migration, very simple setting. But for the local, it's very different. We must to understand how the data is stored in every partition. Okay, this we will learn in the next subject, which is storage. But for the mantis, we must know that who will manage the data. If you want to use if you have your company and ada admin yang boleh manage, ada engineer yang boleh manage dalam server, it's okay. But one more thing that we must to know, any technical issue, so the engineer kena kena solve the problem without a support system lah. But the cloud storage have their own support, so that's why the company sometimes consider to use a cloud storage berbanding dengan local. Okay, so that's all for our lecture, which is we already cover regarding to the manage space in the during the installation. Okay, we already know how the storage can be generally means recovery, and also we must to know who the advantage or the disadvantage of the local and the cloud. So that's all for the this lecture. Make sure at the end of this lecture you all kena jawab beberapa soalan, maybe 8 questions. So must answer that we consider as your attendance. Okay. Selamat Hari Raya. Maaf Zahir Batin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.